other cuts on. But the interesting thing is one of the members actually actually left the group and ended up becoming a train conductor
Really
of the train.
fascinating.
I know. So
Because
you got to wonder if maybe this was part of some sort of blood sacrifice where it's like he was working on the train and they had a little thing mixed up there where it's like, oh shit, accidental death, look at that.
it could be that. It could be even simpler. It could be when they birds were using the train formation flying pattern, and they killed Fuss. That's when that pelican became interested in trains. Could be just that simple.
At this point, can we introduce time travel and make it like a closed loop? Like it's what makes him get interested in trains. He goes back in time as a train conductor so that he's there at that time.
Okay, well, it's certainly possible. Now, look, we've covered several, or maybe about four of the different pelican themed conspiracies. That's only one of the kind of theory. The pelicans, there's a lot of strong evidence for it. There's the pelican feces that's within 5 miles of the location, a big pile of it. Where did that come from? But that's not proof. It's not right there on him, you know. So it's hard
Right.
to say. That could be a false lead. It could be the ghost train. The ghost train people have a strong case.
There's a theory that it was a particular serial killer because they found crushed little bits of Ritz crackers, which was found at the body site of multiple other people who had died in mysterious ways. It was they call him the Mr. Buttery Goodness, which is an odd name for a serial killer.
Well, it's one of
But
several. I mean, he's also called
right,
The Ritz Killer. He's called the Ritz Cracker, which is kind of
uh,
not doesn't make sense
Cracker.
because he's
Well,
black.
some people call him Cracker Jack, which is slightly offensive, but understandable considering he masturbates on the victim's corpse.
Yeah.
So
Some people call him the Ant Killer because he kills with ants. Sometimes it's kind of a slow weapon. Sometimes he kills
he
with
puts
bees.
ants that are genetically engineered to primarily seek Ritz crackers as their food source. So he jams it down their esophagus and sometimes into their nostrils, things like that. And then ants just file in.
Okay, so look, I would also buy the Ritz Killer theory, except
Uh,
here's what I didn't read any evidence of at the scene:
mhm.
ants, no ants. So it's usually his mo. Not always. Sometimes he uses bees, but there was no
No
sign
sign.
of bees either. There was no sign of bees. The
No
bees could
sign.
fly
No sign of
away.
ants. No sign of bees. Are there any local aardvarks
I'm not
to
sure if that part of
to
Texas has
Texas?
aardvarks or not. Probably not.
Well, apparently that part of Texas could have potentially had a shit ton of ants and pelicans, so let's not write it off. Or aliens.
You know, aardvark's second favorite food is the pelican. So that would draw a lot of aardvarks. But I suspect what
That
there were instead were armadillos. A little different from the
armadillos.
aardvark.
Maybe the ants died of leprosy from the armadillos.
That's possible too. That would explain why there were no ants at the scene. They could still be the serial killer. We can't eliminate that possibility, but I think it's one of the less likely ones. You seem to be wanting to avoid the obvious evidence of the ghost train, Ken. Why is that? We
I'm
know
not
there is a
sure.
ghost train there, right?
Yeah, maybe it's a subconscious block. Um, yeah.
Ken, when you were a
Uh,
child, did a ghost train run over your dog?
no, but I used to get woken up at night because I'd hear sounds. I swear it was the ghost train because I'd hear the sound of a train when I was sleeping at night, but I couldn't see it. So I was like, oh, that must be the ghost train. And
Well,
so,
it does have a rather peculiar sound. You may recognize it.
and because also the reason why I don't like a ghost train is because we had an albino mailman that fucked my mom, and he would always yell out in the night, "Here comes the train," and he kind of looked like a ghost. So
That might make sense, yeah.
yeah,
Now, listen, if you're listening for a ghost train, it sounds like this: chugga 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 chugga. Ooh. So you can identify it separate. You can keep it separate from the regular trains because they sound a little different.
And also different from the rape trains, because the rape trains just sound like swiggy swooty, swiggy swooty, swiggy swooty.
Swiggy swooty. Now, look. The bottom line is, when they found the body, he was covered in ectoplasm. Where do you think that came from? Ghost train.
It's a new development. I didn't know he was covered in
They
ectoplasm.
didn't release it to the general public. They didn't tell people because they didn't want a copycat. And I said, when I found out, I was like, well, how are they going to copycat it? Nobody has access to ectoplasm except ghosts. And they just ignored me.
Might be that somebody's found a way to get a hold of ectoplasm.
Could be. Could be. Could be moon men.
Why do you think the aliens haven't killed us? The government probably found a way to get a hold of ectoplasm, and they're trading it to the aliens because they need it for their ships.
I think the moon men are protecting us, maybe.
The moon men.
Yeah.
It's the first I heard of them.
They use a variety of weapons, including tranquility. They get it from their sea. They shoot it at you, and all of a sudden you don't want to fight anymore. Really powerful stuff. They also have the other one. What's the other one up there?
I heard that I'm not sure about the other sea, but I heard that now that you're mentioning it, I think I have heard about the Moon Men. I think that they were the ones that secretly developed both Febreze and Velcro, but nothing else. Just those two.
They didn't. They did the Febreze. The Velcro was actually the handiwork. They stole the idea of the Moon Dogs. The pack of wild moon dogs on the moon. You may have heard of them. We sent them up on nuclear missiles one time, and they got radiation on them, and they became wild mutant moon dogs. Now these moon dogs are very bright, and they had a good reason to want to make the Velcro, which is they needed something to put on their paws so when they grabbed a moon rabbit, it wouldn't get away. Velcro. They're most likely the ones who made it. The moon men claim they made it, but I've heard a lot of barking from the moon lately. And that's how he died. That's how Fuss died, probably.
Is this what any is? Where the fuck did the last 15 minutes just go, Eric? What the fuck just happened?
Well, Ken, we were making a video. Thanks for watching Talk About Famous People.